We are back. What's going on? This is the live recording of episode 95 of the Client by Client podcast for online coaches. Welcome in. If this is your first time here, drop me a number one in the comments wherever you're getting this show. For my current clients, past clients, friends, and family, drop me some emojis. Drop me 3 emojis that describe your weekend. Welcome in. We'll get started here in just about 30 seconds talking about the next commandment of successful online coaches. Today on the podcast over in Apple Podcasts and Spotify, we talk about how to handle those little sticky situations when a client is unhappy. What to do, what to say, what to avoid doing and avoid saying, and really where to come from in your heart so that you create the circumstances and scenarios that are best for you and that are best for them. Coaching is not a one-sided thing, and when you can find a way for it to be a win for you, a win for them, and a win for the world, that's when you really find success in these situations where someone might not be as happy. That said, let's hop in. Let's talk about commandment number 2. Thou shalt track key actions. Hey, what's up? Jeremy here from whatupjeremy.com, back with another episode of Client by Client. Thank you so much for tuning in today. In the last episode, episode 94, we talked about a little something called the MVP, the minimum viable program. So if you are starting your coaching program, creating, recreating, restructuring, at a restart, I share with you exactly what to do and the easiest path of least resistance and least effort for creating your coaching program, for restructuring or rebuilding your coaching program. So head back to episode 94 if you want to know everything about how to create your MVP, your minimum viable program. In today's episode, I want to talk about the second commandment of successful online coaches. Thou shalt track key actions. Let's break into this and let's talk about this together. First, I think it's important to understand why you might want to be tracking key actions. And that's because what gets measured gets managed, and what gets managed grows. If you are wanting more clients, if you are wanting more leads, if you're wanting more conversations started, for many of you, it's as easy as just beginning to track it. Everything that you're creating in your life first starts out in your mind. And until you wrap your awareness, your consciousness, AKA your thinking and your focused thinking around what it is you're wanting, it gets really hard to attract in what it is that you are trying to bring into your business and bring into your life. And so what gets measured gets managed, and what gets managed can grow. So this is an episode and a concept that can apply to so much more than getting new coaching clients. In fact, whatever it is that you desire, when you start to focus your attention and your awareness on it, those things start to expand. And when you start to at minimum wrap your subconscious and you get those thoughts into your subconscious brain, that little reticular activation system starts to kick on, and it starts to find things that are going to aid in that journey of bringing more of that thing in. And when that happens, now you have your subconscious mind on your side. At minimum, if you are not tracking the most important parts of your online business, it's going to be really hard to sustain results for any amount of time. It is really easy to claim that you're an online coach and start coaching and get your first 3, 5, 7 clients. And then it can be really easy to not get much results beyond that. And you really got to start figuring things out. You start hiring coaches, which I'm a big fan of. You start writing, reading books. You start thinking about paid traffic, because the overwhelming majority of you listening to this right now think that paid traffic is your next frontier and is going to be the thing that changes everything in your business. But if you are not tracking key metrics, key actions, running ads is a complete and total waste of time. It takes systems and a systematic thinking for something like paid traffic and ads to work, because there are little milestones, aka little kinks in the system of running paid traffic that you're constantly having to optimize. And if you're just going off of feeling, that's a really good way to blow your budget into cyberspace, put that into Mark's pocket, and then now you are without money, you've lost a bunch of time, and you still don't have any clients. So that's just one scenario in which tracking key actions is going to work for you. And if you at all have ambitions of having a team and team members, how are you going to be tracking what success looks like and holding them accountable for tracking their success if you're not tracking key actions and not tracking key metrics? Now let's talk about 5 metrics. There are more than 5, but I want to talk about 5 metrics that are important for you to be tracking or to start tracking if you're not already. Now, what I mistakenly forgot in my excitement of getting into today's commandment is there are 10 total commandments for online coaches. And in episode 52, we talked about commandment number 1, which is make juicy offers. And so we have the 10 commandments, and we also have the 7 sins of online coaching, which we talked about in episode number 3. We have all the sins inside of there, and I decided it'd be fun over the course of this show to slowly drip out here and there each commandment of successful online coaches. So that's why I thought today we talk about commandment number 2, which is all about tracking key actions. So head back to episode 52 to understand and to hear commandment number 1 about making juicy offers. The first metric that you must be tracking in your online business is your weekly client goal. I want you every single Monday or maybe Sunday, maybe you spend an hour reflecting on what you're wanting to attract in your week, or maybe Friday at the end of your day, once you've done your follow-ups, you've wrapped up any decisions that have been looming, you cleaned your desk off, you ask yourself a little question, which is, how many clients am I looking to sign next week? Some variation of that. Maybe you level up that question and say, how many clients would I love to enroll next week? How many clients you really want to be thankful for, and start being thankful for it the week before, even better. But the first thing that I want for you to be tracking and aiming for is how many clients you want signing up. If you right now have had no clients over the last week or 2 or month, let's not put 10 clients. If you last month got 2 clients in, maybe that's a great way to start aiming for 1 new client every single week. Or in the month saying, I want 3 to 5 clients. So this week I'm responsible for 1, but you know in your heart of hearts that you can space those out and that those can come at any point in time during the month. But the first key actions and the first key metric that I want for you to be tracking is all about your weekly client goal. This isn't as much of an action as much as it is a metric, but the action of you tracking it is really what I'm trying to drive home, and the action of you thinking about it and you being in a zone. So it's not Thursday and you're thinking, gosh, I haven't signed any clients. And then you maybe don't even think that, okay, well, what's my client goal? I want you thinking about this well in advance, at minimum, at latest on Monday. I want you thinking about how many clients you're looking to sign up that you would love to bring into your online business. Everything in life starts out with a goal, and it starts out with a vision. You have your vision already for being a successful online coach. Now we need a vision for what that looks like on a day-to-day, week-to-week basis. And this all starts out the very, very top with the end in mind about how many clients you'd be looking to sign up in the following week. Second key action is conversations started. We've talked a lot over these last 94, now 95 episodes about the importance, last 95 episodes about the importance of conversations and the importance on them and the impact they make on getting your offer to $30,000 a month, on getting to $15,000 a month, on collecting your first 5 or 10K. Everything starts first with a conversation. And when you start to think about how many conversations you're starting and you start to track, what's going to end up happening is, like, I recommend and I track 30 a day, and I don't always hit that. But when I think about it and have something that prompts for me to think about it, and when you have something in your environment that prompts for you to be thinking about how many conversations have I started today? How many conversations am I starting today? How many conversations do I need to start this week? You can start to get clear on your pipeline and what needs to happen in order to drive it. So we need to bring into awareness how many conversations that we're starting. And while 30 might be a little much for you right now, even starting with 5 or 10, one of my students always says, 5 to thrive, 20 for plenty. And so if you want more clients to be signing up, you can just ramp up that number of how many conversations are you starting. Now, can you just start conversations willy-nilly with any person out there? No. You want to be starting conversations with prospects in your target market. And throughout the duration of this podcast, we've been talking about ways to do that, about surrounding yourself and implanting yourself in the environment where your prospects already are. So you got to be thinking about, and so this starts to get you already down the rabbit hole of, okay, I need to start conversations. How do I do that? And then you start to maybe think backwards about, well, where are they right now? Who has the attention of my target prospects right now? And it's as easy as you going there, participating and adding value, starting conversations. Now more people are coming to your profile. Now you have more people that are adding you, viewing your story that you can reach out to and say, hey, thanks. And that's a conversation started. And these are now people that you can make invitations and offers to. Hey, did you know I have a Facebook group? Hey, do you know I do this weekly workshop? Hey, I'm getting some coaches together. I'm getting some single moms together. I'm getting some recently retired dads together to recreate their vision for the second half of their life. Would you like to join us? Whatever that invitation sounds like for you, fill in the blanks. This gives you people to actually make those invitations to. The second key action is all about conversations started. Third, you can start conversations by going out and starting them. And maybe you have an email list or a group, and you can go into there and you can manually pluck people out and you can start conversation by conversation. But where you start to get some leverage in this over the career of your online, of you as an online coach and your online coaching business, is in creating opportunities and honeypots and hand-raising opportunities for conversations to come passively to you. And so what this might look like is taking a lead magnet that you have, a worksheet that you have and you use with your clients in your coaching program. In fact, like thinking off the top of my head, this episode, Thou Shalt Track Key Actions, mentally in my mind was modeled after and is modeled after the launch pad sheet that we have in the Leverage Coach in the Get Clients program, which is what you use every single week to be tracking all of these things that we're talking about. So if you'd like to see what this looks like and you would like a copy of it, all you got to do is join my Leverage Coach Facebook group and just let me know that you would like to see that, the Launchpad worksheet, the weekly snapshot, and I will get you that so that you can check it out and you can have something to be monitoring all of this as my gift to you. One of the metrics on there is hand-raising opportunities. How many opportunities did you create for conversations to start? So you can cold DM people and warm DM people, or you can go on your story or post in your Facebook group, on your Facebook profile, in your LinkedIn, on your X, on your Twitter profile, and say, hey, I made this thing. Would you like a copy? Hey, I just updated the weekly snapshot that helps coaches get clients. Would you like a copy when the paint's done drying? I just created this spreadsheet. Would you like my money tracker sheet for coaches to track and manage their money? Would you like this thing? And then you ask them to drop a comment or to send you a word. And then now you have all these people that they metaphorically raise their hand. They show interest. They say, hey, I'd like that. And now you can send them a message because you have now begun to got their permission. You've begun to get their permission, and you can send them a message that says, hey, I got your comment that you want this thing that I have. Can I send it to you here in Messenger? Can I send it to you here in DM? You could even say, under certain circumstances, what's your best email? I'd love to send it your way. Or under certain circumstances, if you have a large following, you can drop the link with their permission to go to a landing page to get it. Shout out to our episode last week of Do You Need Landing Pages to Grow Your Online Coaching Business? And there are times and places for it. And this could be one if you have a huge audience. If you do not have a huge Facebook group, a huge social following, do not complicate it with those things. Just create opportunities for people to express interest. I'm running a workshop for this thing. Who would like an invite? I have this thing. Would you like a copy? The third key action to be tracking is how many hand-raising opportunities did you create this week? Key action number 4 is how many leads did you bring in? In every business, a lead could be determined differently. In an online coaching business, in an organic marketing style, I look at conversations not as leads. When you're just getting started, you can look at conversations as leads. I just look at those as conversations. And then those turn into leads when you follow up, or when I follow up and say, would you like help implementing this thing? So if somebody raised their hand for a guide that I've put out there, I'm going to send them that guide through the conversation and get permission, say, here's the thing, go download your copy, or here it is, let me know what your insights are. And then I'm going to circle back a day later and say, hey, would you like some help getting clients? Are you looking for some clients? Would you like some help implementing that thing that I just sent you? And now if they say yes, that's going to turn into a lead. That does not mean that I and you have gotten the client yet. But what that does turn them into is a lead that I'm going to be tracking in GetBookedCRM. And I'm going to be managing that in the pipeline and following up with them and trying to find out what their key 1, 2, or 3 at most pains are, and positioning my coaching program as the means for them to solve it. The fourth key action that you must be tracking is how many leads are you bringing in. You can do this in a spreadsheet. You could do this anywhere. I would recommend pen and paper or the weekly snapshot uh, worksheet that I've been mentioning loosely throughout this episode. I just use it on my iPad and I mark it off, or you can print them off, or you can draw it on a piece of paper and you just draw Roman numeral tallies basically as you go. And you can be tracking how many leads are coming in. And then you can pop that at the end of the week or at the end of the month. You collect all your snapshots and you can go put them into a spreadsheet or wherever it is that you might be tracking it. Fourth is how many leads have come in. Key action number 5, if you've gotten value or an insight or two at this point in the episode, take a screenshot wherever you're getting the show and post it to your story. Tag me at WhatUpJeremy. I'd love to share you out in return to my audience and maybe get some attention on your products and your services and you as a person. And would love to just shout you out and see where it is or what it is that you're getting value from. And check in on you and see how you're doing. So screenshot it, tag me at WhatUpJeremy. Key action to be tracking number 5. At the beginning, I mentioned that you need a weekly client goal and you got to start with the end in mind. And so metric number 5 and action number 5, and you can't really control this one as much as you control conversation started and hand raising opportunities and even leads in, is how many clients did you sign? You have to be tracking that. And if you got goose eggs at the end of the week, it's all good. That's just the scoreboard. It's what's happened in the past. And now you can manage your next week at the end of Friday. When you put that 0, you can say, well, how many clients would I love to enroll next week? And even 1 would be better than that 0. And so you start to say, okay, I'd love to get 1 client in. And we start to zone in on, okay, what do I got to do to get that 1 client? Well, I need to start historically. You now have metrics to see how many conversations led to my last client, because you've been tracking them. And how many hand-raising opportunities did I have to do to get 1 client? And how many leads did I have to get? And you can boil this all down to now see and get better at and know how to tighten up that, wow, it took me 500 conversations to get my first client or my 10th client. And now it's only taking me 8 conversations started to get clients. And when you start to drill down these numbers, you now have the recipe for a predictable business that's getting not 3 to 5 clients a month. You're starting to head towards 3 to 5 clients a week. And when you're hitting that, you're at 15 to 25K a week. You can do the math, what that would look like in your business, and you can do the math to add up what that would look like in your life. And when you hit that, you have found the sweet spot. And that's why tracking key actions is commandment number 2 of successful online coaches. In the next episode of Client by Client, we're going to talk about, do you really need more client getting strategies? So be sure to come back tomorrow to listen in to, do you really need more strategies, or is it something else? Whenever you are ready, here are a few ways I can help you grow your online business. First, download your free copy of GetBookedCRM. Coaches, are you still managing your leads in pipeline from Instagram DM, Facebook Messenger, LinkedIn Mail, in your email inbox, where you're losing leads in the cracks and you're leaving a lot of money and clients on the table every single month? That's why I created GetBookedCRM. What started out as a free way for me to manage my leads and pipeline has quickly turned into a favorite tool of my private clients and many members in the Leverage Coach community. Get leads and turn them into clients in half the time. And right now it's 100% free. All you have to do is find me on Instagram and send me the letters CRM. Second, join my free group for online coaches. I've got hundreds of coaches from all over the world in varying niches, all implementing my methods and strategies for getting clients every single month. Get access to those other coaches, get access to me, and access to my best resources for helping you starting and scaling your online coaching business. For your invite, all you have to do is find me on Instagram and send me the word group. Lastly, become my next success story. I'm getting a couple coaches together this month to implement my methods and frameworks for injecting a minimum of 15K of new clients into your online business or doubling your online client roster base over the next 30, 60, 90 days. But working with the right people is super important to me. So this is only for you. If you are a relationship-focused coach who always puts the person ahead of the money, you've been coaching for at least 6 months to a year, you'd like to get 3 to 5 clients organically from social media every single month without spending money and time on paid ads, you have at least 300 friends on a social platform, email list, or group, you are willing to take bold action because you know that your success depends upon it, and last but most importantly, you can keep a secret. If that's you, I want you to grab your phone right now, tap that Instagram app icon, find me at WhatUpJeremy, binge on some content while you're there, hit that follow button, and then send me the words case study. When you do that, I'll ask you a couple questions about your online business and your vision for the next 12 months. And then I'll share with you what we have coming up this month in the Get Clients program, how we're already helping students in many different niches all over the world. And we'll also figure out together what will likely make the biggest impact on your online business the soonest. That way you know what to expect. For all the details, just find me on Instagram at WhatUpJeremy and send me the words case study. That's it for this episode of Client by Client. Thank you so much for tuning in. See you in the next one. Cheers. Hope you guys found that valuable and mildly entertaining. Thou shalt track key actions. That's it for today, guys. Thanks for tuning in live. If you made it all the way through to the end, drop me the word Monday in all caps. All right, team. See you guys back tomorrow. Peace out.